guys, welcome to the best books of May and June. I'm just combining this into one post. We did just get back from vacation over the 4th of July, so I thought this would be a good time to do this. Alright, so in May, I had 2 books that I really liked, and in June there were 4. For May, the first book I read that I really liked was Master of Iron, which is the second book in the Bladesmith duology by Tricia Levenseller. This was very much a kind of new adult fantasy about a woman who has really bad social anxiety but is a magical bladesmith. I really liked it. There's adventure, there's some politics, there's some cool magic. I really liked the characters. Very engaging, and that whole duology was just fantastic. Levenseller's kind of become a very go-to author for me for fantasy. She's just got creative ideas and a very nice, easy, readable writing style. So very much enjoying that. The second one I read and really enjoyed in May will be of no surprise to anybody, and that is the Twice Scorned Lady of Shadow, the Guild Codex Unveiled, Book 3 by Annette Marie. I am a big Annette Marie fan. I really love that Guild Codex world, and so it shouldn't be any surprise that I'm very much loving that Unveiled sub-series as well. So what did I love about it? I mean, it follows the druids. There's a lot of druidic magic, which is really interesting. Zach is in there, who is the dark druid from the first part of that series. Just lots of interesting history about his familiar. We learn more about the other familiar, and just really well done. If you like urban fantasy with a lot of action, adventure, magic, and humor, it's very easy to read, and I really enjoyed them. They're available on Kindle Unlimited as well, which is really nice. All right, best books of June. The first one I read that I really liked in June was Activated, which is Calculated Book 3 by Nova McBee. This is a kind of young adult sci-fi, young adult, new adult sci-fi type-ish series. Not really sci-fi, more like a thriller espionage. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's about a group of young geniuses who end up saving the world through manipulating politics or whatever. They usually have a lot of action and a lot of espionage and stuff like that in them. Lots of traveling. So this one took place in various parts of the world. I've really been enjoying it. It's a very unique series and very well written and very readable. And yeah, I don't know why it's not more popular. I'm not even sure. I think I got this for review, but I'm really loving it. I did think that Activated was going to be the last book in the series, but it definitely is not. So I'm guessing there's at least 4 books going to be happening in that series. But if you're at all interested in kind of an action-packed young adult, new adult, the characters are like in their 19, early 20s kind of thing. And it's just really cool because, well, and then this book was, the reason I said sci-fi is like their mental powers have gone beyond like genius at this point and actually almost into like a supernatural type of area. So there's that. All right. The second book I read in June I really liked is Slewfoot by Bram. I'm a big fan of Bram as well. He writes there's like, this is all smudged up because it's like on the cover, but this is what happens if you put lotion on your hands and then mess with the book afterwards. Bram does dark fantasy very well. He's a very good artist. There's a lot of, great color plates in here. This I enjoyed a lot. It was about colonial America. So the main character it features is shipped over to the Americas to be a bride for a man in a Puritan society. They accidentally release something into the world that they should not, that should have been locked away, and things happen. So very much about Puritan lifestyle, witch hunts, dark fae, fairy, like earth magic type of stuff. I thought it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. It was just a different area of subject matter than I'm used to. So yeah, really enjoyed that. And I would recommend it, especially if you're a Brown fan, but if you just like a American colonial dark fantasy sounds good to you, this one's very well done. All right, and then the next one I read and really enjoyed is, and again, my husband's in the middle of reading this one, so there's a bookmark in, is Black Butler, volume 31. This does a great job of wrapping up Mayren and Ran Mao's, quest or whatever. It also does a very good job of recapping why we're doing this to begin with, which was really nice because it's this like mini quest thing where all the stuff going on with CL and his supposed brother and all that. It does a little summary of that at the beginning to kind of refresh your memory, which I greatly appreciated because I was getting a little lost in like the last book. It's like, wait, why are we doing this again? So that was nice. And then it moves on to Baldo and Lau, who are heading to a sanatorium to track down more of these people that are collecting blood for various reasons. We'll just put it that way, for lack of spoilers. It does sound like volume 32 is going to be Baldo's backstory, so kind of like they did with Mei Rin's backstory. We'll get Baldo's backstory. So I really like what Tabosa's doing with this right now and continue to enjoy the series. And of course, the illustration's absolutely amazing and detailed, and I was trying to find something here that wasn't too, you know, crazy, but just very, very, very intricate, detailed illustration. Very wonderful to look at. So again, greatly enjoyed that. All right. And the last one I read and really enjoyed in June, I actually wasn't sure I was going to like, but I did end up liking it, and that is CloudCuckooland by Anthony Doerr. I don't know if it's Doerr, I don't know how to say his last name. But this is the first of his books I have read, and I was impressed by how much I enjoyed this. So this jumps around between different characters, not only their points of view, but they exist in different timelines as well as different timelines in their lives. So sometimes you're early on in their life, sometimes you're later in their life. And I really enjoyed that. It all ties around this ancient manuscript, very much a fantasy type of story because there's a lot of fantastical elements to this. But it was intriguing just reading about these characters. Their stories individually are very intriguing. So I never felt like there was a point of view I was reading from where I was like, oh, I just want to move on. You know, I don't want to hear about this character. But also, I think it was really intriguing how their stories end up tying together and how this ancient manuscript ends up tying everything together above and beyond that. So a lot of kind of stories getting tied up within stories and all that, very complex, but I never felt like it was hard to read. I just felt like it was really interesting. So sometimes I think authors try too hard to be, you know, too much, but in this case, I really liked how it was done. And it definitely made me want to pick up more of his books. I think a Certain Slant of Light or something like that is one of our, something like that is another one of them. So I'll probably look that up and try to pick that book up as well. It is a long book. I think it's 600 or 700 pages. So it did take me a while to read, but I really enjoyed it the whole time. And I was actually pleasantly surprised how much I loved it. So, yeah. And again, CloudCuckooland was one of those popular books that was getting a lot of acclaims, and sometimes I find those to be overhyped. But in this case, I think it was well-founded. It was a very well-crafted story. So those are the 6 books I read in the last 2 months that I really enjoyed a lot. I do have a couple more I have read, you know, into June, early July that I really loved. So I'll be talking about those for my best books of July when that comes up. As I mentioned, we just got back from vacation up north. It was very nice. It was kind of cold. We expected it to be kind of in the mid-60s, low 70s, which is great hiking weather up there. But 4th of July ended up being quite cold. It was about 50, very windy and raining. So the fireworks we got to see were interesting. Two Harbors went ahead and did their fireworks. But it was so foggy and rainy, you couldn't really see them. It just kind of lit up the sky different colors, which, you know, everyone was a little bit disappointed. But I kept reminding them, like, you're probably never going to watch fireworks like this again, so it's really interesting. Like, they'd light up a red one and the whole sky would turn red, and then they'd light up a green one and the whole sky would turn green because of how the fog was just dispersing the color across the whole sky. So it was interesting. We didn't do a lot of our own personal fireworks. We started to, but then it started raining really hard, and everybody kind of sat in their cars. I don't know that I'd like that to happen in future years again, but it was okay for this one year. And then, as I said, we did do some hiking. We went around to Duluth, walked around, went to Grand Marais, did all of that kind of stuff. Ate way too much. You know, normal stuff, I guess, that we do on the 4th of July. So it was nice to be up there. And we always really, that's probably like our favorite area to go. It always feels very much like home to us. So eventually we would like to get a permanent place up there. But for now, while my son's in school and stuff, we're staying where we're staying in Twin Cities area. So yeah, other than that, not a lot going on. I got some stuff for work going on. As everybody knows, we're probably going into a recession. I think that's a fact at this point, and my company's already talking about a lot of cost cutting, so that was fun. I actually got called in from vacation to go to a meeting, and I am getting to go on campus once in a while and meet up with the researchers, so that's been really nice. Yeah, just stuff going on. We're trying to decide, we're supposed to do a trip in August to Denver. We're trying to decide if we want to do that or not. We have stuff booked, but it's all refundable. And I don't know. Everybody's just kind of been feeling like we do these vacations, but we rented a house and it just wasn't as nice as we expected for the price. And same with the hotels we rented when we went out to Mammoth Caves. Like everything's a little run down. And it just is starting to feel like everything's a little run down and more expensive. So it's feeling like I'm not sure the value is there, right? My husband and I were talking about that today. Like, is the value of what we're getting worth, I don't know, what do you get from vacation? Happiness, excitement, well-being? I don't know. Is it even worth it at this point? Because a lot of times we leave feeling kind of like, yeah, I don't know if this was worth doing, and just wish we were back home. So we'll see. We'll have to decide if we do the Denver trip or not. But hopefully, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at this point. Just getting back from vacation and dealing with stuff from work has been a lot today. So I'm going to give it a few days before I decide. All right. Other than that, I'm just kind of babbling. Now let's say, so hope you enjoyed the best books of May and June and me babbling for 5 or 6 minutes about pretty much nothing. And I hope you got a lot of great books that you read the last couple months. If you want to share them, please do that below. I'm always looking for great new books to read. And I will probably talk to you in a few weeks for my monthly Stacking the Shelves. Talk to you later. Bye.